Cathay Pacific used to be the best airline in the world, but financial difficulties, the Hong Kong protests in 2019 and the COVID pandemic have brought the airline to the brink of existence. With the country opening up to the world, it was time for me to put them to a comprehensive test to see how good or bad they are in 2023. So let's take a trip to Singapore.
Guys, a beautiful good morning in Ni Hao from Hong Kong, which has finally reopened to the world. So it's a good opportunity today to take Cathay Pacific, its flag carrier, to a comprehensive test, flying their Airbus A350-1000 all the way to Singapore. So let's do this, let's go on a trip. Hi, good morning, how are you?
To Singapore, then to Sri Lanka.
Yeah, so it goes all the way through, right?
No need to pick up at Singapore.
Okay, perfect. It's a pier, right? Yeah, beautiful. Thank you very much. Have a good day, eh? Bye-bye. So that was easy, all checked in for my flight. I'm going all the way to Colombo, but that's going to be a different review. Also be having a status with One World. We're going to check out the Cathay Pacific Lounge. They'll be flying economy, so let's go there.
As I said, after the check-in, it was time to check out one of my favorite business class lounges in the industry, the famous pier of Cathay Pacific. It's been a couple of years since I've been flying Hong Kong's flag carrier, and I was slightly excited to see how they are currently performing. However, the lounge wouldn't disappoint at all. First of all, you have great views sitting eye to eye with all those Airbuses and Boeings, which always puts a smile on my face. Also, the food offering and quality was great, especially for breakfast. The lounge has 4 main areas: the noodle bar, the tea house, the food hall, and the bar. It's overall a comfortable space with excellent food choices and a business lounge that makes you feel appreciated as a customer, given how other airlines try to cost cut when it comes to their lounges. However, after a few bites and a brilliant coffee, it was then time to head to the gate for today's flight to Singapore.
So, and I'm sure a lot of you frequent flyers agree if I say that Cathay Pacific used to be the greatest airline on earth. They were setting standard, it was the benchmark. Other airlines aspired to be like Cathay Pacific because it was just a wonderful product, especially known for their service. All this took a bit of a nosedive starting 2016 when the airline was facing financial difficulties and they introduced a restructuring program. They really diluted the product, the service, and I myself experienced it in 2017 when I flew their Airbus A350 in business class, and it was a very underwhelming experience, especially the service in business class. I remember they had like a trolley where they had all the meals. It was pretty much upgraded economy class service in business class, though their hard product is still very good. And then in 2019, the protests started in Hong Kong, the movement for democracy, which went on for quite some time and made global headlines, and people were very reluctant to come and visit Hong Kong due to all the unrest in the city. So the airline never really recovered from its restructuring program, and then it went into the unrest, and then the pandemic started. So for like 3 years, Hong Kong was pretty much closed, which then once again took a toll on the airline. And now with Hong Kong opening, they might find back to old glory. Perhaps not, we don't know. I'm sure we're going to figure out. But yeah, that's Cathay Pacific's story in a nutshell. And then also, I remember during the protest, there were rumors that a lot of pilots and cabin crew joined those, right? because the sentiment here in Hong Kong is very anti-China. They always wanted to differentiate them from the mainland, and there was the story that surfaced that the Communist Party of China requested the names of people that participated in those protests, and the CEO back then, which I believe was American, answered the email and just put his own name on there, not giving any names away, and then was terminated or left the job. I don't know exactly about the details, but there's a legend where people say that's not true. Somebody think it was very heroic of him to just like sacrifice himself to protect his employees. Regardless whether it's true or not, a very inspiring story as such. But yeah, those are the things I had on my mind that I wanted to share with you guys, and happy to discuss this matter in the comment section below. But now let's head to the gate and let's get a first glimpse of the Airbus A350-1000, which doesn't have many operators as well. It's only British Airways, Cathay Pacific, I want to say, Qatar Airways, French B. I think that's it. Those are the only operators of the stretched version of the 350, which is a beautiful aircraft. And I was on a ferry flight in 2018 because Cathay Airways was the very first airline to receive that plane. All right, enough talking. Let's head to the gate. So many highlights here today at Hong Kong Airport. It's just being pushed back. Cebu Pacific's high-density Airbus A330-900neo, economy only. I think almost 500 seats crammed in that space. So, like, I heard those flights are quite adventurous, quite a torture at times. But personally, I love Cebu Pacific. A very decent product for very low price. Gets people from A to B in an affordable way. That's what I love about Filipinos. They're very efficient people. But let me know in the comment section below whether you want me to go on this bird as well. I feel like I have to at some point because it's an experience that you cannot miss, right? I think Noel did it on that 330. Oh yeah. Alright, I really head to the gate. I think we're boarding soon. So guys, and on my way to the gate, I found our good old friends from Sherman Air, which I had a very adventurous flight in 2019. Here they are. Let me know in the comment section below whether you want me to fly them again sometime this year and give them another chance.
And it was then time to board our flight to Singapore today, which takes roughly 4 hours. Today's plane is the Airbus A350-1000, the stretched version of the Airbus A350. The airline is operating 18 planes of this type, mainly on intercontinental flights to the US, Europe or Australia. It features 46 seats in business class, 32 in premium economy and 256 in economy class in a 333 configuration. Once again, I picked myself a seat in the back, since that gives you a higher chance to score your own row or at least an empty middle seat.
Hey, how are you? So guys, and here we are, welcome on board the Airbus A350-1000. Beautiful bird, looks pretty slick, clean, organized, looks like a bit of an updated cabin to what I've flown a couple of years ago. But let me also give you a quick little seat tour.
Cathay Pacific's economy class seems to have everything that you need to make it a comfortable journey. Every seat features a personal entertainment screen, and if you brought your iPad or your phone, you can use the specially designed holder for it. The seat also comes with a universal power outlet, a USB slot, as well as headphones ready at your seat. Also, the in-flight entertainment was spot on and offered plenty of choices.
do not fit into either of these locations. Baggage hold. Please be careful when opening the compartments.
So yeah, but my first impression, it looks pretty good. It's very comfortable. It has quality written all over the product. It is something I could see enjoy myself on a 10-hour cross-Pacific flight to LA or San Francisco. Also, that headrest is sensational. Probably the most comfortable I've ever experienced. It also has the little flaps, so for much improved sleeping experience. The screen is big, very responsive. You have like a little holder there if you want to watch stuff on your personal device. Recliners top. Legroom is very comfortable. So in terms of an economy class product, it is as good as it gets. That being said, I'm very much looking forward to the next 3.5 hours flying to Singapore and see what the catering is like, what the service is like, and yeah, can't wait to share it with you guys. So up on check-in, I was also told that the flight is overbooked, so it's most likely somebody sitting next to me on the next 3 hours, so let's see how this is going to go.
During an emergency, please follow the crew's instructions and go to the nearest exit. 請確保放喺行李櫃裡面. Please ensure that personal electronic devices are switched off or set to airplane mode. Bluetooth and Wi-Fi function can be used throughout the flight. Thank you.
And just in case you're wondering, Cathay Pacific also offers Wi-Fi connectivity on its planes. So a good 45 minutes into the flight, a hot meal in front of me. Looks very promising, especially the ice cream that is served with it. It was a choice between pork and mashed potatoes or a curry. Chicken curry it was. But first impression, it's pretty good. Now let's dig in. And of course, the meal service on Cathay Pacific wouldn't disappoint either. So far, the flight gets a 10 out of 10. Next on the agenda, the Loo review. And of course, a Loo review here on the 350. Quite of a mess, to be honest. Crew's not really paying much attention to the Loo. However, food service was amazing, really good. Quality meal, great portions, loved the ice cream. Service was a little slow, though the crew is really lovely, but yeah. But a little messy. Up here, 1 more hour to go until we touch down in Singapore, where I'll have a connecting flight to Sri Lanka on Sri Lankan Airlines in business class, but that's going to be a separate review, so if you want to see that, subscribe right now. Alright, let me have a look. We then started our descent in Singapore, and I'll give you a full summary once at the airport, but for now, as I said, hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and I have a few trips coming up, such as Turkmenistan Airlines on their very mysterious 777 Air China or Mongolia Airlines. So if you don't want to miss out on those aviation adventure, subscribe right now.
you. Bye.
Bye.
So guys, and here we are at the Dinata Lounge, transferring to Colombo, Sri Lanka. And what do I think about today's flight? I think Cathay Pacific is still absolute Champions League. Still playing there, up there with the big boys. Fantastic hard product, great food, lovely crew, though a bit slow at times. But other than that, amazing. Like very impressive. I wasn't expecting it to be that good, to be honest. I thought I was gonna find a struggling airline that has been through a rough 5 years, seeking still for its identity, but it was a solid, good product which I can strongly recommend. To be honest, so well done, Cathay Pacific. Very happy to see you guys doing really well. Keep it up, and should be it for today. So if you want to see my onward flight on Sri Lankan Airlines, subscribe right now. If you want to join my WhatsApp group or access some extra perks, check out my Patreon link in the description box below. Other than that, guys, wherever you're off to, have a safe trip.